3-litre class.
Well, they're looking quite nice coming over the top of the mountain. The Volvo, entered by David Mackay on its Steel Cats. Heading down the straight, and there you can see Barry Seaton, who just pulled out and went zap. Car number 6, is it? That would be of some concern. If that's the Alfredo Costanzo, the rate of the other cars went past a few seconds ago. Might pick up Evan. We're looking for the number 6 Tirana to come over the top of the hill down towards the pits. Not sure if we have any problems with the car, but the only reason that makes us concerned about it was the fact that the Volvo went past it. Okay, stand by, because Costanzo, I think, is coming in and he has some problems.
He's certainly got some problems. We haven't spotted just what it is yet, but you can see a real handling problem. Whether it's a tyre or not,
yes, it is.
Certainly slowed down. Looks like the back tyre just from here as he comes in. A bit hard to see in the pit area, but he's pulling into the pits. They certainly weren't expecting him, and in fact, he almost overshot the pits. You can see that rather extreme angle he's gone in. Alfredo Costanzo brings the car in. Now, this is a second-place car, and he's had tyre troubles. He's not going to get out, so he's going on a little longer. We were going to talk to Allan Grice, and unfortunately this has sent Allan scurrying back to the pits, a nervous man, to see what's gone wrong. If it's just a tyre and no more, he won't be so unhappy, but it might mean the end of their chances to overhaul the whole of Dealerteam car. Costanzo staying in the pits there. The tyre's been changed generally.
Grice is going back out.
Right, Grice is in. So we're not going to speak to him. He's gone back there. He's ready to go, all hooked in with a full system. His radio lead trailing behind his head. He'll plug that in afterwards. And Alfie, who's done pretty well out there.
I just can't help but feel, and meaning no criticism whatsoever to Alfredo Costanzo, but Grice had a good lead. Well, he was running strongly in second place and making ground on the leader. They've put in Alfie, who is running his first tin top race, so to speak, and now they're further behind. I just wonder whether or not the idea of sending Grice out or sending Alf out for what's to be the final driver session has really in fact backfired.
It may have been, although I can't really find any flaw with Frank Garden's tactics. I think he was dead right in trying to preserve Alfredo Costanzo from the heavy traffic. But maybe they were just a little bit out-generaled by the way that John Shepherd shuffled his drivers and put a lot of pressure on Alfredo Costanzo, so that he had Peter Brock, who was in dynamic form, against him and who stretched the lead a little more. That change has taken a fair while, so maybe it's going to be of academic interest, because it will take a little bit of time to get the damaged wheel off, and they're having trouble getting it off. It's jamming on, as you can see. There's real strife there in the pits. Now they're getting it off.
I'm just wondering, Evan, I wasn't being critical of Costanzo, but at the same time, when he came in, he had to unbuckle when he got in. He wasn't prepared to even jump out. And they've got a problem there, so obviously.
Yes, they've had the wheel off twice, so there's something wrong inside. We can't quite see. Our view is your view, but he's further back. Whether it's to do with the brake, the wheel is not going on easily. Something has been bent in there. Maybe the tyre flailing around has caused some damage.
Evan, you notice on the guard there, just a little to the left when we pull back out on that shot, looks like a scuff. There'll be no possibility that he's creased something on the way through?
He may have done that.
It's only a small one, as you can see.
Yes,
just
it
there.
May have been another car that has done it. They're getting pretty close at times, and that is probably the more likely reason, but who can say? And you can see the mechanics working there. There'll be a few blistered fingers, I'm afraid.
Yes.
You can smell the burning flesh from here. It is red hot under there, and they're required to dive in, fingers and all, and it's a painful business. They're dedicated men, though, and they're not too concerned about the pain of those burns, and they're trying to get this car out.
Perhaps we'll get a shot in a moment of Allan Grice just sitting there, and I just can't help but feel sorry for Allan Grice, who has had really a race against time, just sitting there wondering, could this possibly be going wrong? They've got second locked up. He knew that. That's going to affect the overall. That's going to bring the Weakston Charlie O'Brien car up, and it's going to pull the Moffat Fitzpatrick car up again.
Grice. Second last year. Second this year wouldn't have been bad, and he wants to retain at least that sort of prestige. Alfie slips in to tell him something. The problem with Allan, of course, is he doesn't know what's going on. The work is out of sight. He's sitting up there ready to drive once he's told, and he's just wondering what on earth is going on. Why am I being held up? What is the problem? What is the problem? He doesn't know. So Alfredo came up there, told him what they're doing, gave me an idea of how much longer he has to go before he can get back into action.
Well, it's really a pity to see them out of contention for the lead or for a win, certainly, and the Marlborough Holden dealer team just running so well. One more lap put on the field or one more lap on second by Peter Brock would take him to three laps
Grice and Costanzo. Certainly it puts Charlie O'Brien and Garth Wigston, of course, up into second spot now, and Alan Moffat into third place.
Well, with all the problems now facing Frank Gardner as team manager, they've killed the engine. Brock goes sailing on by. I don't think anything could stop Peter Brock. I am really convinced that nothing will stop Peter Brock. Everything is just running so smoothly, and with a lot of other teams, they play their hand the wrong way by saying we're somewhat concerned because everything's going so well. But with Peter Brock and the Marlborough Holden dealer team, it runs well all the time. But bad luck indeed. We'll be able to give you a recap shortly on this unscheduled pit stop and just exactly what it has meant to the first 3 or 4 placings. Meanwhile, Gemini getting hoisted aboard the truck up in the top part of the circuit. That's still sitting in there, the car. Must be terrible for Allan Grice. Allan Grice, a fellow who last weekend decided to take 2 days off from the preparation. He left it to his crew. He has absolute total confidence in his crew.